Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Gulpane, back again, just with a quick review of Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, which I purchased recently, and I got this for a good deal. I think I got it for like £6, which was pretty good. And this one is one of the many huge amount of Street Fighter games that ends up getting re-released over and over again. So it's like Street Fighter 1 came out, and then Street Fighter 2 came out, and then Capcom was like, okay, let's just keep making the same game over and over again, and then just keep re-releasing the same game on multiple systems. So this one was actually, obviously this is the third in the Alpha series, and developed and published by Capcom, released on the PSP in 2006. And this one was actually, so this is an upgraded game from the original kind of arcade game, and it was also on the PlayStation and Dreamcast as well. This one puts in, it's called Max, so it's a Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, so it puts in, I think, a few new modes in it. Most of the characters, or all the characters, sorry, are the same, and it has the, the ism sort of fighting styles as well, which I never really got into. I prefer just like Street Fighter Alpha 1 controls, and then I never really got into it though. The different fighting styles, I just kind of pick the character and I go for my old strategies that I've been using since Street Fighter 2 days. So this one actually came out in between Street Fighter 3. I think when Street Fighter 3 was on its second, like Street Fighter 3 Part 2, I think this one was coming out. So it has a lot of characters from Street Fighter 2 as well, and I think Street Fighter Alpha is like, I'm not an expert on Street Fighter lore, by the way. I just like to play the games, but it's too confusing, especially the modern ones. It's like the lore of Mortal Kombat. It's very, very confusing. But I believe Street Fighter Alpha originally was like a prequel to Street Fighter 2, so it had like, Charlie, Nash, Guile's friend was in it, and then they mixed Street Fighter Alpha then with Street Fighter 2 with the characters, and kind of upgraded them into this kind of more cartoony style that Street Fighter Alpha is famous for. I think this is probably like the best art style Street Fighter has. It's obviously Street Fighter 2 is iconic, it's the kind of sprite ones, but they're not really like as well animated as Street Fighter Alpha are. And then Street Fighter 3 then kind of takes this style but makes it, just makes it a bit more cartoony, I guess, or a bit more kind of anime, but it's a very similar style to Street Fighter 3. The characters seem bigger in Street Fighter 3 as well, I might be wrong though, than in this, but yeah, so the characters I normally use in Street Fighter anyway would be like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Guile. But the new ones in this, like Dan and Gen, some of those aren't really that good. And then the famous one was Akuma Guki, and I remember the very first time I did the jab jab forward short fierce, the what's it called, the thing where the instant death, where he just goes towards them and then the screen goes black and then there's a load of punch sounds, and then it takes a load of life bar off them. So Akuma definitely very kind of overpowered, very good character in this. He seems to be like have all of the kind of good things about Ken and Ryu. And then Dan, I think I read somewhere that Dan was like a joke character, so he was kind of like Ken and Ryu, but he just wasn't as good as them, and his moves aren't as good either. But I always enjoyed playing as Dan. Charlie is a good character as well. He's very similar to Guile, has the same moves as Guile, and some of them like I'm not familiar with at all. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is the least. That's why I got it originally, was because I played Alpha 1. And Alpha 2, and I really like those, and I'm adept with the characters in that. But a lot of characters in Alpha 3, I don't know who they are at all. If they didn't appear in the Alpha 1 or 2, I didn't know who they were. I think some of them knew anyway. Alpha 1 is the one with like Rose and stuff, and Sakura. I think so anyway. I might be getting mixed up because there's so many of them. But yeah, it's just, I think this game is kind of characteristics of what Capcom do. They take a game that's excellent, like Street Fighter Alpha or Alpha 3, and then kind of keep re-releasing it under different names with slightly different content, or different costumes, or different artwork, or different things, and then kind of sell it and people just buy it. Like I bought it. So there's even the modern Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2 Collection, or Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, it's like people are still buying the same games over and over again. It's bizarre. And Capcom seems to do it all the time. Like Mortal Kombat, I think Mortal Kombat tried to do it when they used to bring out Mortal Kombat 3, and then Mortal Kombat 3 whatever, the complete edition and all that, but they don't do it to the extent of Capcom, where Capcom like re-release Street Fighter over and over again and people will still buy it. So it's just bizarre. Anyway, that is Street Fighter Alpha 3, so top quality game, very very good, control is excellent. The new characters are fun as well, the backgrounds are nice, and I think this must be like one of the definitive versions of Alpha 3, because it's kind of, you know, the one that's released fairly last. So if you've played Alpha 3 or Street Fighter in general, let me know in the comment section below, and see you guys in the next video. Adios, thanks for watching.